Ms. Gallman.
Yes, thank you to each and every one of you for having us, and I want to thank everyone for their answers and their participation. I really enjoy listening to the candidates. First of all, I would like to say I would love to be your mayor. I pulled my petition on February the 2nd, and I was the first Democrat to do so, even though I knew I did it late, because I also noticed that no one else had. As your mayor, you will be on the move with me, and I call myself Rhonda Mousy Gallman. I am the mayor on the move. I am reachable, I'm relatable, and I am responsible. I'm giving you a reason to vote. Not only am I giving you a reason to vote, I want you to run as well. We need to encourage our students to get involved, not only just in education and in technology, get involved in politics as well. I would like for you to follow me on Facebook. I'm very transparent. You can see me there. I still have my personal page. I do not have a professional page as of yet, because I want you to see me and all of me. Please consider voting for me, but make sure that you look at each and every candidate to make sure that you find the person that is going to fulfill and meet your needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gallman. Mr. Thomas.
Well, I think that this election is going to set the tone for the next 20 years for Knox County. And it's very, very important. So everyone in here, your vote is very important, and everybody right out there, your vote is very important. The reason I ran for mayor is because I want to leave Knox County better than we found it. I have 3 children, 6 grandchildren. Let's make this place better for them. Let's set up their future. Let's think about your grandchildren or your children, and let's all come together to do this. I have the business experience over 40 years. I've been involved in the community, and I would appreciate your vote and your support, and let's make a difference here. Coming up this Saturday, we have an event. I'd like to invite you to come out and meet me, meet my family. It's a family-free event where you can come out and have barbecue, and there's a concert with Con Hunley, the Chillbillies, and Phil Ledbetter, Steve Gully, and others. We'd love to see you, and bring your family. It's all family-friendly. It's at the Cotton Eye Joe, 5 to 8 this Saturday off Level Road. So bring everybody, and we'd love to meet you. Thank you very much.
Glenn Jacobs.
Thank you for being here to the studio audience. Also, thank you to JTV for hosting, WBIR, the Chamber, and CAR for having this event. Early voting is April 11th through 26th. Election day is May 1st. I would appreciate your support. I'd appreciate your vote. But whoever you decide to vote for, please exercise your right to vote. That's something that people have died for, our veterans. So it's very important that you vote no matter who it is. Events like this are great because we can get to know the candidates better, see the areas where we agree and where we disagree. A lot of politicians talk about experience, but when you look at their experience, maybe there's some things that they don't really want you to see, they don't talk about. But we're all going to disagree on some things. When you hit the button to vote, the question that you need to answer is that the person that I trust will always do what they think is best for Knox County? Thank you.
Mr. Anders.
Again, thank you to WBR. The JTV team has been just phenomenal host. We've been treated very well, and this thing has been well planned by everybody, so thank you for that. You know, this election is very important. All elections are important, but let me tell you why this election is important. Knox County has an immense amount of momentum. We need somebody that's not going to be looking at the next election cycle, worrying about what their vote is or what their vote was. We need somebody that has the character and leadership to have a vision to take Knox County forward. There's nobody on this stage that has more experience in the county business than I do, and I'm not ashamed of that. I have 26 years of public service through the police department that I'm very proud of, and I've also felt like my service on commission has made a difference in Knox County. I'm never going to back away from that because all the decisions I've made have been for the right reasons. I ask for your vote on May the 1st in an early voting, and I thank you for participating.
Mr. Anders, thanks to you. We have just a little bit of extra time because you all were so brief in your remarks, and we appreciate that. So we have time to squeeze one extra question in, and your response time will be 30 seconds on this question. And we will start with you, Ms. Gallman. Would you ever consider raising taxes?
Well, I can't give anybody any promises. Of course, no one likes to spend money unless it's for self-pleasure. But I can't promise you that. I will hope not. And if I told you something different, I'd be a liar. And I want to be known as who I am.
All right. Ms. Haney.
I'm just going to be honest with you. If we want to advance and progress and do all the things we've talked about, we may very well have to raise taxes. I'm not going to shy away from that. I think that's something that everybody in this county needs to think about. Do you want to go forward? Do you want to progress? Do you want to do those things? And sometimes it needs extra revenue and we may have to raise taxes.
Mr. Anders.
That's a tough question, because no politician's going to tell you they want to raise your taxes. I don't want to raise your taxes. But also, I think if you're taking it off the table without exercising due caution, you're making a mistake in pandering for a vote, and here's why. Knox County in the last 2 years has had a cash flow at less than $5 million at one point in time during the year. We have no margins to make mistakes. That's 2 days of operating. If we have a catastrophe, a weather event, we don't have anything for that. And so we've got to be careful with where we spend our money.
Mr. Jacobs.
Well, the real question here is your money better in your pocket, or is it better spent in some politician's hands? And I think it's better in your pocket. You know, what'll happen is politicians will say, oh, we need this or that. They raise taxes, the money never goes for that. You know, it's going to go for roads. If that were the case, our roads would be made of gold. It's going to go for schools. Well, then our kids should have PhDs because we spend a lot of money on that. And what we never consider is the people that are hurt the most by tax increases. And those are people that aren't fixed income that have a hard time dealing with the higher cost of living. So no.
Mr. Thomas.
You know, in the past 3-4 months, I've knocked on 5,000 doors and talked to a lot of people on their front porch and asked them that very question. And it was like a resounding no to about 99%. You know, to me, that's the easiest thing you can do is just raise taxes. You know what the hardest thing to do is? Use a business sense to government and find the waste, find the way we're not doing things up to date with the latest equipment and the latest techniques. Let's save money so that we can use money in other places.
Would our live studio audience please join me in thanking these candidates for their presence tonight? Thank you to our studio audience for your respect to these candidates. Thank you for having the courage to run. This is what we all want to see in a county, is competitive races coming together in an election that matters, and this one does. To voters out there, 240,000 of you have an opportunity to cast a ballot in this primary. Last time, 4 years ago, only 10% of eligible voters made that choice. We'd like to see that triple or quadruple, or let's blow out the doors and get it 70%. These candidates deserve that from you as a voter. Just a reminder, you heard it from the candidates. Early voting does begin April 11th. It runs through April 26th. There are 10 locations where you can vote. It does include Saturday voting as well. A reminder that the primary is May 1st, and as I mentioned at the top of this broadcast, you will choose to vote in either Republican or Democratic primary and choose one candidate to move on to the general election. That will be August 2nd. To our viewers, we appreciate you watching tonight. You can learn much more about all of these candidates at our website, WBIR.com. Again, we appreciate your attention and we encourage you to get out and vote. Thank you for watching.